right, here we have my rusty 87 camper conversion van that was a custom rig from back in the day. I'm getting it back on the road, back up to acceptable standards so I can go camping with it. It's been sitting since 2006, so I got it running and driving pretty good, but I don't have a tach, so I decided I wanted to put a tach in it, and I really haven't seen any good videos on how to hook a tach into the TBI system, and it's a little different than this basic Chevrolet stuff where you can hook right into the HEI style distributor cap, but it's really pretty simple. I poked around my test light, and basically if you run your signal, there is two connectors that go into these external coils on these TBI setups, and what I went ahead and did is there's one of these that comes off. It's usually taped to the loom if you don't have a tach, and has this connector on it, which I'm saving, but I just pushed in the end of the clip here and pulled this into the connector out. And this is temporary, I'll do this better, but I was just to test it. But anyway, there's two pigtails, and you want to use the white wire that's coming off of one of the pigtails. And to make this really easy, like say this wire is hooked into something or it's configured differently than this, one of these pigtails goes to the distributor here, one of these connectors. See, these wires are running straight from that coil to the distributor. You do not want to use that wire, so it's always a white wire. And anyway, so there it is. So anyway, and I'll show it running in a second here, but a little bit more on how to install a tach properly. Obviously you want to have your wires all out of the way, and you want to have your red and white wire, the wires that are getting power to operate your tach itself. So obviously the green wire is the signal wire back for the RPM, and obviously if you have whatever cylinders you have, this is just a cheap O'Reilly's tach, you want to switch it to 4, 6, or 8 cylinders. But anyway, these two wires, the red and the white, need to be switched at least, and they definitely need to be off a fuse. So I just hooked this red wire into the fuse for my radio, which doesn't get power unless my key's on, so that's a good keyed switch source. And then my fuse for my dash panel lights is what I hooked my white wire into. And again, that doesn't work unless I have my lights on, and that's good because this white wire is the backlighting to the tach. And obviously your black wire here is your ground, and on the other side of the column here, I'm not going to open the doors, it's just absolutely freezing outside, but on the other side of the column I just unscrewed one of these bolts, put a connector on, slid it in between the bolt and tightened her down, so that should be good ground. That's a lot of good solid metal there that hooks into the frame. So anyway, all in all, give her a little test here before you always want to test this stuff before you put everything back together. So might want to get our keys. There we go. Alright, so there we are. Anyway, should work out real good. We see that it works, so I'm going to tape up this connection obviously so we don't get a short. Again, that's temporary till I decide what I want to do with it better. But anyway, we'll go ahead and put our panels all together, and our tach will be done. But I just wanted to make a quick video, like I said, moreover, of how to hook up the TBI to a tach, because you know, there's just really not too much definitive stuff out there on YouTube. So hopefully this helps you out. Okay, so this is the finished product when everything's said and done. So as I said, I got the red power wire for the tach hooked into the radio, which is a switched power source. So when the key's off, it's not getting power. And I did the same with the white wire, which is the backlighting. I hooked it into the dome lights, so when I turn on the light for, you know, when I turn on the headlights and the backlighting comes on, so is the tach. But she does what she's supposed to do. Get her into neutral here. So I'm pretty pleased with that and the backlighting. So fully functional item there, but overall pretty good. Again, I mount it down and low to keep it out of the line of sight. Really, I'm not shifting gears. This isn't a manual. It's more of a diagnostic tool to make sure the transmission's doing what it's supposed to do. But anyway, there you go. Tachometer install and for a TBI system.